I have one question for you. Who is going to bring the fun?
You're in the honky tonk with Todd, the Data Cowboy.
All right, that is the question. Who is going to bring the fun? We are super excited on the Bring the Fun podcast studio tonight. We have one of the icons in the music industry and the line dance industry joining us tonight, ELEKTROHORSE. Many of you have seen him at tons of events. You've seen him all over the social media, internet, and everything regarding line dancing and music, and super excited to have him on the podcast. So welcome to the podcast, ELEKTROHORSE.
Yes. Hey, how you doing? I'm definitely gonna bring the fun. You know, with my guy Todd right here. It's the man. It's the man. Thanks for the kind words, brother. Thanks for the kind words.
Absolutely. It's been super fun being in a lot of events with you. I can honestly say when ELEKTROHORSE shows up at an event, it just electrifies the whole thing. He walks on the dance floor, he walks into a room, everybody's super excited. You've seen him in a lot of videos. Even if he's just in the background, he's lighting up the place. So we are really excited to chat with you tonight. Yep, absolutely. So what we'd like to start with is, kind of what's your background? Like, how did you get started in dancing? And really want to hear about kind of how you merge your music into line dancing with the whole line dance community.
With line dance community, I started with a record that I really don't promote as much, but it's about a record with unity. And I'm going to bring it back a lot. It's called Stump. And that was, maybe about 7 or 10 years ago. With the great line dancer Kristen Regan. She's out of Jersey now. She lives in Arizona, like somewhat borderline Jersey, New York. And we had a song about just bringing people together, and we had a line dance to it, and we actually shot the video out there. And then the rest of the company, they sent me to like 11 different places where there was different tragic events, like Vegas when they had the shooting, and then I had to go to the other shooting in Orlando and just a few other places. Probably 11 different cities I had to go to. Then Chicago, where I'm originally from. And that's how it really got started with the line dance. I had a background in dancing, but not really line dancing as much. Being from Chicago, we kind of do it's called footwork. So it's pretty similar in a way of, transitioning your body and just moving around and different things like that for movement, but it was still a difference between the coordination of a line dance. And, with the music, of course I produce, I write all my music, and, I've been working with a lot of other artists. And like I said, I love the line dance community. I love how everybody sticks together, and nothing really matters when you're on the dance floor. Everything socially, politically, anything, nothing matters when the song comes on. That's the best thing about music.
That's right. Yeah, the music and the dancing, just everybody enjoying themselves. There's nothing better than it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So when did you start music, and kind of give us your music background, and then what year did you start doing like your first line dance?
First line dance, I would say, it had to be around like 20. The line dance would probably be 2010, 2012. But of course, we got the bus stop and the urban soul world of line dance. So you got the bus stop, you have, a few dances that everyone's been doing, from the Cupid Shuffle and just different things that's been around for a long time. We were even before the wobble, your biker shuffles and things like that. So of course I have, that knowledge of that. I wasn't doing too many like country line dances, I would say majority. So I created a sound called CDM, like country dance music. And the first record was literally by default. And then it opened a lot of doors for me to work with a lot of artists. But I started in pop and urban. So I've worked with some of your biggest artists, from like will.i.am to, really anybody. But no one knows that side of it because I wasn't ELEKTROHORSE. Yep. So I've been blessed to work with a lot of cool people. Nicki Minaj, a lot. The list could go on and on for different artists I work with.
And tell us kind of, how did you come up with the name ELEKTROHORSE?
Okay, so I did it first. I was an artist, and I used to have like this mascot with the latex mask, the latex horse head. So if you go back to a video, there's actually Miley Cyrus talking about me like a long time ago. We had a record called Ride Like a Horse. So we had a mascot, and then what happened was Gangnam Style came out, and my record was kind of big in Korea. So everyone was, if you look at the first messages from when that song came out, like, oh man, you copied it from ELEKTROHORSE, which he did. It's not even a comparison of how great the content was. he would have beat me by a landslide. Like, I'm humble enough to say that he would have definitely beat me. But it made me like really step up my game. So my guys was like, hey man, we got to take this to another level. We can't let them beat us like that. So from there, we built it up. And I actually started with like dance music, like EDM and things like that. So I've been blessed to do like EDC. I've done a few of the events for EDC and just a lot of other events for that world. I had a few dance records that really went pretty big also. For like Michael Fall and those. I got started in the dance world. Some of my mentors are really big in that world. They call it Out Here Brothers. So one of their records was called Boom Boom Boom. Let me hear you say way oh. That's like every game you're going to hear that record. The Black Eyed Peas copied it, and other people also. So I've been blessed to work with a lot of the big EDM DJs besides like pop and urban and different soul artists.
So that's fun, super fun to work with all the artists. And then tell us a little bit about how when you're working with a musical artist, how are you coming up with the dance steps, and are all of them put into line dance step sheets, or are some of them you just do normally? Like I think in a lot of the soul community, they'll have ones that they do over and over, but there's nobody like really writes.
Yeah, no, there's definitely using that a step sheet in that world. I've been blessed, super blessed to have like a sister she be on it, Dancing Boss. So she is really on it. Christy, she is definitely from the Dancing Bosses. My goodness. Yep. They are like, she is so anal with step sheets. So actually what I do is after I do the dance and I create it and I produce the record, like she's like probably one of the first people I'll let actually hear a lot of music. And then I'll show her the dance, and then she'll write out the step sheet and put it on Copper Knob. We're actually fixing one right now because there is going to be another one's going to be in a few competitions. They're about to teach it. I guess the guy's like a 4-time champion, Derek Steele.
Oh yeah.
So Derek, they reached out to me last week about it.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think he's out of Detroit.
Yeah, they're doing Detroit, and then he said they're taking it to New York. Boot School Boogie Slide.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So tell me, so you don't do too many advanced or complicated dances. You stick to more of the easier beginner through improver. Is that by design, or is that just because your audience likes to, it goes better with the music?
For me, it's like by design. I mean, and I would rather have a dance that my grandmother, my little brothers, anyone can like learn. And that's why like I tell people, you have advanced dances, but nothing's going to ever beat out the electric slide, the Cupid shuffle, things that people do every day. Like there's nothing, it's not even a comparison. Yeah. Now, people who's kind of like showing off and, you do all that and it's great dances, like some of the harder ones, but the world is not going to do that. Like you have to be a certain type of dancer to complete those dances. And a lot of people are going to be scared, even like, so it's like such a great dancer such as yourself, especially like with your line dance coordination where you pick up on songs and dances, it's great for you. But the average person, man, they would have fell on the ground.
Yep. And then a lot of them, I love a lot of your dances because they just fill the floors. People love them. They just go out there, pack the floors, do them over and over. That's great to see those dances.
I mean, I gladly appreciate it, man. Like I said, you've been definitely a day one, just mad love, and I definitely consider you fam, man. So I think what you're doing is amazing, and you have a certain passion and excellence about what you're doing that it's not hard for people to see it. It's just in you.
Well, that's why it's called Bring the Fun. That's all we do. We bring the fun. We bring the party. What's yours is party don't. What is it?
Party don't care.
Party don't care.
Yeah,
just get out there and have a good time.
Yeah, all about a good time.
Absolutely. So tell us, as far as like running kind of your organization, your business, what kind of challenges do you see? What kind of things have you faced as you've tried to get more popularity and really build your brand and your image?
I mean, it's I mean, like, of course it helps with the mask. Like I will say that, like I tell people, me under it is a whole different world. Like I'm probably like a whole other person. But when I'm performing on stage as an artist with this and everything else, the mic under, I'm like a whole other person performing. So beyond me making line dances, I'm actually the artist that's performing on the stage. Like I put on a real show. So like, I took a break last month. I was just overwhelmed. I just had to catch up with content. But before that, we were booked, like we had like 3 shows a week. So that's city to city. and then I incorporate my dances as I'm performing. But a lot of people see me online, they'll think it's just line dance. But no, it's actually music. So when most of these promoters and people are booking me, line dance is probably the last part they see of me. Oh man, they got a line dance to it. It's just like in a line dance world, they see a line dance from me. And then they'll say, oh, he got a music video to his song. But they don't know, like, I shot the video, produced the song, I did everything.
Yeah, that's what I love about you. You do the entire package. You bring it all. And we're seeing some of the music artists now doing their own line dances when they do a song. So
Yeah.
it's catching on. You're way ahead of the future as far as what you're doing.
Man, I gladly appreciate it. I tell you all the time, I got like 8 extra key buttons on my joystick ready to play. So when they're thinking that right there, I got some tricks up the sleeves about to happen. Yeah, so
That's
yeah,
great.
man. It's definitely just a great time to just seeing so many good people all the time and just their passion for dancing is very interesting. Like even coming to like the Nashville Dance Fest and other festivals and just seeing the vibes and everyone is challenging themselves to learn a dance on the spot and remember it,
Yeah, I think they did like 34 different dances over those few days. Yeah, I mean, some of these events do like 100 dances over the course of an event. It's just insane.
Well, if I did that, I'd be like down about 30 pounds by the end of that 3 days.
I always tell people, don't get overwhelmed. Just learn maybe 2 dances. Pick two,
No,
three or
facts.
4 maybe that you want to learn. People, the first time they go, they just get overwhelmed. They try to learn too much, and then they can't remember any of them.
Yeah, I know. And if you don't write down the names, like there are certain people who's like straight connoisseurs for it, and they just write every name down. Okay, that was 32 steps. What's the name of it? I'm going to look for it later. And they're just teaching themselves to just learning it and put it on social media.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about the Bring the Fun app as well, is they go to the Nashville Dance Festival. There's a challenge list that has all 34 dances in there. They can immediately pull each one up. They can listen to the music, they can match it up, and they can put it in their list. So then they don't have to remember and write everything down. They just got it in one spot. So that was super popular there as well.
Yes, and that's the importance of the great app and this you've been into the data world that you're able to position yourself and show how many great dancers. There's so many dancers out there that they need to learn, and or if they don't need to learn it, they can learn it if they want to.
Yep. They can put it in their list or they can skip it and move on to the next one. There's a lot of good dances. So
Absolutely.
So do you have any idea like how many events you do a year?
Okay, I'll take a break for a month. So since December alone, since January to now, I think we probably did like 40 shows. About 30 shows, at least 30.
That's great.
Yeah. So for and that's why I was telling for me on my side, I think our biggest crowd that we was in front of was like about 10,000.
Oh, wow. Where was that?
Shelby,
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, I did a rodeo. Then my other one was about 4,000, another one about 3,000. Then of course I have your CMA events and CMA Fest and all that also.
Yeah.
And then I shoot a lot of music videos for artists. So I mean, even since then for January, like I shot Blanco Browns. I shot a lot of other pretty big artists that's about to come out the videos. We just waiting on the labels to them do their due diligence. But after that, yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming out. Some other songs. And we got one with Cupid coming out too soon.
Oh, cool. Very cool. So since we're all about bringing the fun, who of the music artists that you've worked with has been the most fun to work with?
And from a line dance perspective, Big Mucci. With Big Mucci, when we did Hold Down, which we're gonna start bringing it back. Me and Big Mucci is actually gonna do a Zoom this week or a TikTok where we're both live, and we're gonna be doing the dances that we've created. So we'll be talking for a while, talking on TikTok and just going back and forth. But like what I loved about with Big Mucci, actually Big Mucci is definitely a key component of the way I make my dances. And Mucci said, the people got to learn it. So I never forget, it was one day we were talking, and I'm talking from a music business jargon of working with so many artists I've worked with, that he's like, whatever you know in music business, it don't apply in line dancing. And he cut me off so hard. And in my mind, I'm like, when you got a person who's worked with, like Timbaland and other people, I'm in the studio with so many people, and you're like, who is this guy talking to? But I had to take the ego out of it and get in his world of line dancing and looking at how I create them. So I had to be a student. So it was just two different worlds.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So a little bit about your teaching technique. Like, how do you decide what you're going to teach and where you're going to teach
I
line
mean,
dancing?
I have like about 4 dance. Like what we have, we got It's a Hold Down, Boot School Boogie Slide, Boots Get the Talking, the Small Town Stump, and then I got other song stumps. So I got like 5 dances. So I mean, usually most classes about 3 dances. So I try to go at least with the Hold Down, Boot School Boogie Slide, and then usually Boots Get the Talking. That song's by Bree Carter featuring me, which I produced that also. So yeah, I think that those 3 are pretty easy, but the easiest one is just a hold down. But now with Boot School Boogie starting to pick up, that's gonna be like a push that we're gonna reintroduce it like really strong right now.
Yeah, that one's super hot right now.
Yeah, we're trying to definitely get that one like really, really going. So like it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be part of some competitions. I gotta fix 2 things in the step sheets actually. That Derek Steele was saying, hey, you need to fix these 2 things. So we're actually about to fix that actually today. So yeah. So what I was doing also with the dancing and the technique, what I was doing is telling people like, hey, you learn to dance, we'll send out a free T-shirt because I have T-shirts allocated for just that. And then of course my merch, I do real big in merch sales. So, but we give out a lot of shirts also when people are, supporting. And yeah, I think that's what's needed. Not to kind of blabber, but I just feel that in the line dance world, it's a gift and a curse. So the gift is people can, like, an artist can come in and have a line dance. But when are the artists ever coming back? Like, when are the artists actually in the culture of it? It's like it gets used, abused, and they go. It's very rare that you're going to see an artist come back and really show love to the same establishments that's helped breaking that record. Like me, I stay in the culture. So like I might go somewhere, people see me in the background, I might even have a mask until I put it on. But they're like, yo, he here. So I'm like in the culture because I was an artist, still an artist, but I've broken records. So I understand the side of the dancers and everyone else also. And that's the thing, like I tell people, break the dances of your community. So like if I know you, I feel it's my due diligence to at least introduce, even if I can't do the hard dance, it's my due diligence to take that dance and give it to other people because you're legitimately in the culture and I physically know you.
Yeah,
I think
it's great when a lot of these bigger events now they're bringing in multiple types of dancing. They're bringing in different levels. They're bringing in some couples dancing, swing dancing, line dancing. We did the New England Line Dance Festival last year. New England Line Dance Showstoppers last year had a whole soul room. So we got bopping between the soul room and the regular line dance room and everything. It was really, really fun.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep me posted on that. I'd love to hear more about that one. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, they didn't do it this year because the Soul group had a huge, I think they did a cruise or something that same weekend. So we didn't do it this year, but last year they did it. I think they're going to do it again together next year. So
that'd be amazing.
yeah, Steve Kavanaugh does a great job up there in the Boston area with all of that.
Wow. That sounds really great.
So tell me, kind of how have you seen the whole line dance community evolve since you've been involved with it? What do you see going on in the community?
I mean, with the Texas swing, it feels like, in my opinion, I think like Texas swing is kind of taking over a little more. There's a lot of line dances. What I love about it is, for me, like say if I'm in a label meeting and they're telling you what's country, I'm like, no, we don't really, besides your radio, you don't really, it's hard to just tell what's country until you go to the country bar and see what these young people are dancing to. Unfortunately, most of the stuff they're dancing to is a hybrid country or not even country because the feeling of the music is what's keeping the people grooving.
Yeah.
So, I always tell them, I say, hey, we're working and we're producing. The kid, these young folks got to move. Or you're going to only get a certain demographic of people that you think. And sometimes as an artist, it's easy to get lost in translation with that. Because in your mind, you get all the yes people around you. Oh my God, I love it. But then when you take it to a dance place and all these people want to move, you hear crickets. So sometimes you got to come back and be like, all right, let me get this record right. Or let me figure out a record that's very tasteful to that world. And then have that other record for actually country music lovers, I would say.
Yeah. And what do you consider your music type, your genre? What do you
call it, I'm the founder of CDM, country dance music.
Yeah.
So most of my music, is dance hybrid. Like we got a record that's coming out a little more hip hop, not rap hip hop, but it's almost like go-go. It's like a go-go type record. Now when it's not gonna be like a typical like my other records. But then after that, we got like like an EDM line dance record. It's really good. That featuring the artist Danny Wright. And then yeah, we got about 6 or 7 records about to drop with visuals. Like everything we put out, we in this world you almost have to be a visual world. People can't listen to your music; they have to see your music.
And do you think that the line dancing helps people see the music better? Is that?
I mean, when you think of what it did for Dasha, like, I mean, you know, if I can be very open and transparent, it's like she came, the people, you know, she found the lane for that moment, then she moved out of it. But now you see she just put out a video that got a little line dance in it now. So in your mind, a lot of people get the culture and they leave the culture. And then you realize that your brand is almost branded around that culture that helped you get there. So sometimes you have to appreciate it a different way, if that makes any sense.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, you know.
So what do you think about kind of the whole social aspect of bringing the line dancing into the music? Do you think that gives you an advantage as an entertainer versus somebody that's just a musician, just doing music?
I mean, me being an entertainer performer and being a line dancer, it helps me an advantage. But my key advantage is I was a DJ first.
Yeah.
So I hear music my ear hears music way different than the typical, even when I'm producing music. It's like a lot of people produce by theory and I produce by feeling. So it's a different way of how I make my music.
Yeah. Well, you definitely can tell a difference because you can tell you feel the music.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people are just like, well, I'm going to put the steps, choreograph the steps to the song and everything, but you're in the song. You feel the music, you feel the song, and then your body's moving. You know, you have like the perfect musicality to do the line dance because you're feeling it, and I feel it when I dance with you too. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, a lot of people are doing it for just kind of like just to show the label, hey, I got followers and fans. But I think that a lot of times in a second, the dancers feel like it's trendy. They're going to get out of that state of being like, oh wow, I'm with that artist, because like when you really take it for face value, after a dancer blows up a song, where's the artist at after that? They're gone. A lot of times they don't even take the dancer with them on the road. So I think in a minute, it's going to be a degree of separation. And people going to realize who's been there for them and who hasn't. And that's going to show the power of the dancers, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. For sure. So what's your favorite thing about line dancing?
For me, I love looking at the confidence of everybody when they do the dance. It's like, some people do, even my dance is better than me. I have to be honest. Like, they be showing out. So I'm looking like, but they're so confident, like, hey, you got to catch up with me. Oh, I can do this new cool thing with it. Like I seen my guy, what's my boy name? I think his name was Michael. He was dancing over at Georgian class the other day, and he jumps in the air and do like a breakdance move at the same time. So I think this new generation, the younger generation, are really creating their own flavor to it. And that's the coolness for me I love to see. I mean, I love it that size, look, race, age, nothing matters in line dancing. So in a perfect world, on the right night, a woman who's 78 years old can beat out a 14-year-old.
Yep.
That's not heard of. That's not like, it's no other place, or no other genre, or no other style of music where that can happen.
Yeah. Well, it was really fun. So at Nashville Dance Fest last couple weeks ago, I was in the finals, and the two guys right in front of me were 20 years old, and they were doing just what you're saying. They're like dropping down on the ground, doing push-ups, doing worms, doing all this stuff in the middle of the line dance. They're not part of the line dance, but they're just adding all their flair.
Yeah.
They were literally like pounding their fist into the ground and jumping back up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're in a different league here, but it was so fun dancing. I've actually danced with those guys in Charlotte too. Chase and Grant, they did incredible. They were so good, and you just see stuff that you're just not going to normally see. I mean, these kids are bringing it like you've never seen it before. They love it.
Yeah, like you said, it's really good to see all these dances. They're all coming together. And I even tell people, like I said, like even with, like I had a debate with somebody about even with Rooster Crow. I said, if you take the Rooster Crow steps and even the musicality of it, like me being a producer, I hear the music different. I'm like, that could have been a Yin Yang Twin song. I said, but when you look at the steps, they have certain parts that's similar to Trace of the Wobble, which is okay. So it means that there's influences from all genres and races that different people are putting these things together. So when I told the person, said, look at this in slow motion and look at the wobble, look at these certain steps, they come together in certain ways. So, I just want to keep seeing different flavors of dancers and different people who's coming together with it. And I love where they're going with everything right now.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun. So much creativity out there. Just so much going on now.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, what tips do you have for people that are just starting to line dance? Just new beginners?
For me, with new beginners, I would say just be yourself, have fun, don't judge, learn as much as you can. Don't be like me. Like, I know my dances. But I mean, of course I make them, but if someone asks me to make a lot of different dances or do I know them, I'm very transparent. I'm like, oh, I can know this one. Or if I want to learn it, then I'll learn it. But yeah, like this new generation, they're learning everything. And I think that's the great part about it. I mean, I've been blessed to make up dances that, a lot of people around now and now in the world, because like now we're moving into Europe with a lot of my music. So it's starting to move over there really tough. I think like these kids just gotta just stay being themselves and be true to who they are and just have fun with it and just learn. And if they're choreographing, then what happens is I love more simplicity. Now, after your first four walls, you can show out. But I want to learn, like, I want to learn it and understand and cherish the dance that you're making, because I want to see the world doing it. Like if my aunt or my grandmother can't learn to dance, then I'm like, damn, how am I going to teach my grandmother who can only do 2 spins? Like, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely the main core of that is just basically saying, hey, just be yourself and always network with great guys like you, of course, Todd. Like sometimes a person can walk right past a person and don't even know who the heck they talking to. And you're over here talking to the Morpheus of line dancing right now,
Yeah, I love it. I love talking to everybody. I love dancing next to everybody. I always try to find any good dancers. I'll go. I don't care if I get embarrassed on the dance floor. I'll go up to the best dancer out there and I'll try to mirror or figure out what they're doing just to have fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah. No,
Such a blast.
and that's a great thing, like what you were saying in the competition, when you're still hitting these finals and semifinals, and they might show off, but you're still in your pocket. And that's no difference in musicianship. Like, you can have all these young guys show off and do all these runs, and then you get that one guy to give you feeling because he's in his pocket. And you can't, that's the difference of different age, like just the different age gaps that a lot of people don't understand. Like, some of these older people, they're looking at a technique or the way they move and feel with it. And then the younger people are kind of like just showing off with it. So that's another thing with the new dancers. Try to learn both sides of it, if that make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta have some style. You have to have a little style. But
Yeah,
you also gotta hit the right walls. When you're spinning 6 times, you gotta get to the right wall.
You said they didn't mess around and they hit the bathroom wall.
All right, so now we've got a fun part of the podcast called the rapid fire questions. So we're gonna have some quick fun questions. So number 1, cowboy boots or fuegos?
Boots. Cowboy boots.
What do you like to wear?
I like cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots. Awesome.
I've been doing it. It's more comfortable on a guy my size. But I'm losing the weight now. Hey, that's one thing I got to start doing line dance more. I'm about to drop these pounds. So there we go.
So the Friday of Nashville Dance Fest, I burned 2,800 calories in one day.
Get out of here.
Yep. I think that was maybe one of my record days.
Wow, man. That's amazing.
I'm
down like 20.
It's one of the best exercises ever.
Yo, I've seen a lot of people when I started that they're definitely down in weight, like hands down. I've seen something like, wow. But I know they're very passionate about dancing every week.
Yep.
All
right, next question. Coffee, Starbucks, or Dunkin' Donuts?
Okay, so before I started this journey I'm on right now, I probably would have did both. So I would have been cheating. Starbucks. I like Starbucks.
Like Starbucks, awesome. And any other favorite drink besides coffee?
Man, I love those Fresca Aquas. I can drink them every day, like the Mexican drinks. Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
What? Been in LA? Oh man, I used to drink those every day. I just left the place, like this Mexican grocery store that have food in the inside, and then they sell drinks.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So this is like one of the hardest questions for everybody, or they have to think through this one a little bit. So out of the entire line dance community, who are your favorite 3 top people that you think bring the most fun in line dancing? Top 3.
Instructors Or
Yeah,
just people in general?
instructors, choreographers, dancers, anybody in the line dance industry.
I like Phil.
Yep.
Of course,
Phil,
like
Phil Victor,
I can pick
Scootin.
any style of line dance, or soul or anything.
Yep.
I think I only get 3.
You
Because
got
I'm
three, yeah,
definitely
your top 3.
I'm definitely gonna put myself in there. So I'm number 1.
No,
You know.
you can't put me or you can't be in it. So you could
Oh, but wait, if it ain't Electro Horse, what about Electro Todd? Now we both in it.
electro.
So I would say I like Phil's boot scooting. I like the way he teaches people how he. I like it. It's special. Like it's very unique. Like you can't be him. You can't be Phil. He just has his own niche to it.
Yeah. And he's a great MC too. I mean, if he's
Yeah.
at an event, that thing is running smooth, and he is so. And I don't know how he comes up with all these words that he says about everything. He asks everybody tons of questions, talks about everything just all day long, every day. That guy's got more energy than I can imagine.
Now I would say, of course, like Big Mucci. See, like of course you have a Cupid, but Big Mucci is actually instructing a dancer. Cupid's more like an artist. We're similar, but he can sing. I don't sing. But I would say Big Mucci for sure. That would be 2 for me. I got to represent for the females. God, there's so many females and all of them call me. So you're about to get me killed.
Yes, this one's a dangerous question for you.
Yeah, I know, right? So first of all, I love all the ladies. All the
yes, there are so many great ladies.
So I would say, of course, someone who's actually like anything I ever ask, she's always supporting. God, you about to kill me with that. I like BootsontheBeach also.
Oh yeah.
But then I have so many other my homegirls too that I talk to every day.
Yeah,
now,
Taryn she is probably one of the smartest people in the industry. She knows so much about dancing, technique, and process, and everything. It's incredible.
Yeah, because I mean, like, because see, some of these instructors, you would think you was talking to the president of the United States. Like, it's in their world, they're just like in their brain, like she's just so humble. She's whatever you ask her to help you with, she'll help. Like she just got it. Like she just got it.
Taryn could definitely be the president of line dancing. She knows it all. She's so good.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's like, but like I said, there's so many others. So I picked my 3, but of course you got to rep my girl dancing boss. You got Muddy Boots. You got, of course, my boy Eric Dodge. Eric is really good too, out of Utah. That's my homeboy.
Awesome.
You have, who else do I like? Of course, Adia. Adia is really good. Her whole crew, what they're doing is good. With that whole San Diego crew, and then of course you got the guys out of Stampede. Shout out to DJ Kermie and all of them. Like, with my network is, I've been very blessed to reach so many different regions.
Yeah, I wish I was closer to California. There's so many great people like Adi and everybody out there in California, and then Stampede is an amazing place.
Yeah, you definitely got to go and check out my boys out there. They're really, man, Stampede's off the chain. I got Whiskey River one. I'm probably gonna go out to Whiskey River soon. Also, I'm gonna pick out some dates because I got to do a Miami run also. So like my guy, so I like what is their name? They're over around us. They be with Adia. Jeez, I suck with names. I'm a face person. So I'm definitely, so whenever you hear me say bro and sis, sometimes I don't remember somebody's name.
Well, nobody's ever gonna forget your face. So
bro, man, who you telling, man? I tell people all the time, I don't matter under here. I matter in the world.
No, I'm saying your ELEKTROHORSE face. That's exactly. Everybody in the world knows you.
Man, bro. So I'm it's definitely a slow walk. But even with like you said, we can't add you, but I still believe in people getting their flowers. Like what you're doing is really great. Like, and I'm not saying it because I'm on the show. Like I'm around a lot of celebrities, like a lot. And I talk to so many every day, from writing and producing other artistry stuff besides ELEKTROHORSE. Like what you're doing is great. And people don't understand, like in 2 or 3 years, they're going to really value what you're doing. Because first of all, you're interviewing these instructors, these choreographers. Then you're diving really deep into depth with their questions. And not only that, you're a dancer. So you're in the culture of what you're talking about. Some people talk about stuff just for a click and bait, but you're really in it. And that's 2 different worlds. You can't no one can compete with what's in their heart. You get what I'm saying? Like you just got it. It is what it is.
It's just like what I said. Like you're in the music, I'm in the dance. When I walk on that dance floor, the thing lights up, and it's go time, and we're gonna have a blast. And people just that light just radiates through everybody, and it just accelerates everything. So it's super fun, and people can see it. They can see it when you walk in the door. They can see when I walk in the door. There's so many people in this industry that they just light things up when they show up. And those are the people I love. Those are the people I'm interviewing on this podcast, the people that bring the fun, that bring the life to everybody. It's just such an incredible, fun, loving, incredible industry. We appreciate everything you do. It's so great seeing you in so many spots too. You are traveling and getting out there.
Man, I gladly appreciate it. I definitely want to get that. Is Boogie on your site right now? I definitely not.
So I'm interviewing him in a couple weeks.
Okay,
So
what about the dance, the Boo School Boogie Slide? Is that one
oh
on
yes,
there?
yeah, Boogie Slide. All your stuff is on the app.
Okay, Ben, I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, we're gonna blow this. We're gonna blow this
So
out.
what we're gonna do, we're gonna put together a challenge list and we'll promote it we'll put it underneath the video for this, and we'll promote it all over so people can see which dances they know of yours, and if they don't know them, they can learn them.
Man, that's a blessing, brother. That's definitely.
But they only need to learn 5, right?
Yeah.
And so Dan Albro, they'd have to learn 500.
Yo, man, tell me about it. Some of these dancers.
So yours aren't super hard, so they're fun. Everybody can learn them, and they're great for like any instructors that want newer dances that are, for beginner dancers. They're great dances because they get people's energy up, and they're easy to do.
Man, hey man, I appreciate the kind words. Definitely.
All right, back to the question. So what's your favorite recent line dance that's come out?
I like Flex. I mean, cool, but Flex been out for a while.
Flex, I like. Flex, when I drop down, people are like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, Cowboy Boogie is pretty strong right now. Boots Get to Talking. Of course, that's one of mine, but I mean, it's really starting to catch on. Like the women in certain clubs, man, they eat that record alive.
Yeah.
So Boots Get to Talking about next year should definitely be a big one for us. What else? Cowboy. There's a lot of soul dances that, like, it's this dance. I don't know the name of it, but it's to that song, the Puff Daddy song. And of course, whatever he's going through. But besides that, him and Pharrell got the song Get Loose. So in the soul world, that record is like really blowing up right now. And it's a dance that goes to Wayne. It's called Juke Joint Love. People are really on that. What's that Jumanji dance? I don't know how to do it personally, but I love looking at people do it because, man, you can't tell nobody nothing when they learn Jumanji.
Yeah, that is a very unique line dance. Very, very different.
Like it's almost like if it was a dance, like a dance showcase in Vegas, like that could be something. The way that the techniques and the style of it is.
Yeah.
I like the new one with Dancing Boss and Mark Palamo did. And she was just so happy to do a dance with Mark.
Oh, I know. She was super psyched. They've both been on my podcast. They were one of the first people on the podcast.
Yeah. She was just so proud of what she did with him. So of course I'm gonna definitely rep hers. There's a lot of other dances out that's pretty good. But like that Jumanji is big. Oh, what's the dance? The dance to what's the big name? The Ain't Too Cool to Dance? Like ain't too proud to dance, something like that.
Yeah, ain't too cool is the one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, oh man,
that one I love. I love the slide back on that. That one's really, really good.
Yeah, that is very, 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 very fun.
All right, so this is another hard question for a lot of people. So you only can pick one person. Who is your biggest line dance celebrity? And I used to call it crush, and can't call it crush anymore. Who's your biggest line dance idol? Like, who have you not met in the line dance community? And you've met a ton of people, but who's like the person that you wish you could meet? You haven't met him yet that you want to meet in the line dance industry. Anybody you can think of?
It's this guy. He does soul dance. His name is Charles. God, I don't know but he's like a legend in line dance, like in soul dance. I would definitely say him. For me, like I like this.
What's his name?
His name is Charles, but I forgot his last name.
How do you spell his name? Do you know?
Charles, Charles. But
Charles, okay.
His last name. I can look at him on Facebook, but I mean his classes are huge.
Yeah.
And like he got such a great reputation. Like if he gets a hold of your dance, I would say from 40 to 100 years old, they're gonna all do it. Like he just commands it, and he's so smooth. It's like watching Frankie Beverly Mays of line dancing in a way.
Yeah. And where is he out of? Do you know?
I think they're in Georgia, maybe Georgia, so like Alabama. He's in the South somewhere.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think so. They ain't got a crush on him.
If Selena down in Atlanta knows who he is, maybe.
Yeah. I could go on my Facebook to see, but I don't want to click off on the screen.
That's fine. Let me know. I want to know personally. So
no, I definitely So I would say that like if there's someone I want to meet, because like I said, in the country world, I definitely you know, a lot of them know me and I know them. So I'm just not like I didn't know who Derek Steele was. I didn't know how big he was until they reached out. So
Yeah.
I'm not as educated as you are at 100% of that. Now we're talking musicality and music and production. I can go against the best of them,
Yep.
but that part I don't. Like I don't know them all. So
Well,
I'll be doing
don't worry.
everybody else.
Don't worry. I'm not shy. I'll go talk to everybody. And
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah.
I find Charles, I'll be right next to him chatting him up.
Hey man, hey, I appreciate it because he's like an old school dancer, man. I mean, like he do an event, you probably got 500 to 1,000 people there. Like he's some of the best. Like when I look online, I get his name, and then he might be like a congressman or something. It's something else he does in the political world that also maybe like a councilman or something. I don't know, but
Interesting.
he's just a smooth dude. Like he's super smooth, man.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. So now a little more in the personal side. What's been your most rewarding experience that you've had in your career?
I guess I didn't see like I might have taken for granted. I mean, like I've said, I've been nominated for awards and won a few awards, but I would say the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award was big for me. Like
Nice.
you know, when it comes to production, I mean, like we just hit top 40 in country charts, things like that's great. But they be a recipient of a Lifetime Presidential Achievement Award. I mean, like I could give that medal to my dad or something like that. He ain't
Yeah.
gonna like I didn't have my dad around some of your biggest artists, especially in pop and stuff. Like when he came out of town and he got to see certain people. I get him passes to go and see artists, you know. So that's I'm kind of like I'm saying not say numb because beating everybody's always a blessing, but doing other things matter to me a little bit more. Because like I was sick for like I was in the hospital for 2 months. So when I got out, I kind of just looked at life a little bit different.
Yep. That's all those experiences that changes your view.
Yeah, no man, tell me about it.
That's
So
great.
yeah.
That's a great achievement. That's fantastic. So any funny experience or anything that you've had out on the road that you want to share?
Man, I do stuff funny, man. I mean, just as many greatness, you got failures, or you have.
We just want the first chapter of your 20 chapter book of funny.
Oh, Jesus, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of I'm like, how many? Because most of my humor might be a mistake I thought was cool.
Like that was the coolest thing ever. You're like, no, that wasn't.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, when I had one of my shows, CAA, and I thought the mic was on for half of my show, so I'm killing the show in my mind. But everyone else, no one is like hearing anything because the audio ain't on. And I thought the audio was on because it was coming through my headphones and things in my ear, but
Yeah.
no one else heard anything. And people was like, no, 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 no.
Oh no.
Oh, no, I have a better one. So I had to perform for the radio station in Vegas. And I accidentally cussed on live. I didn't say like a bad word, but I used profanity. I was like, something, do y'all run this mother? But I didn't, in my mind, I didn't know I used the whole mother, basically, right?
Yep.
So when we got off, literally the radio station's like, yo, well, no, no, no. So when I got off, everybody's looking at me with their head down. Like I was like the walk of shame. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, what did I do? But because when you're in a moment of performing, I'm just used to my sets. So they was actually recording me live. And I didn't know I was actually being recorded at that moment live. I thought it was gonna be like a playback live. So everybody on the radio heard me, and then they had to hurry and beep it out and censor it. So besides me and one other person, we're the last people to perform to the radio station.
Well, those are the tough lessons to learn.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Most of my humor, it might be a mistake. But
That's
the good
fine.
thing about it is at a radio station. So
That's fine. We'll have a good laugh at your expense on that one.
yeah, yeah. I've definitely, man, I didn't fail, I didn't tripped. I dropped the mic when I was performing one time and I had to be cool and pick it up. In the middle of it, I had to show Big Smo and the mic got tangled and I dropped it. So I still got people who make jokes about that every time.
Yeah. So is it hard performing with your mask on, your head on?
No, because usually I already have my set together. I was used to DJing with it on. So my screen is right there. Like I kind of usually have my set like already situated and already ready to go. And I kind of usually know by what I'm going to perform in each city or state. But now, of course, I can add country in it because, you know, I'll be international in a minute. So yeah. So yeah, all that's working out also.
Cool. So tell us something that people don't know about you in the line dance community.
I mean, I don't know if they all know that I produce my own music, writing and everything else. In the line dance community, I mean, You know, I've been blessed to work with, you know, a lot of cool artists. And I don't even think they really know that unless they go to my personal page.
Yeah.
Because my personal page, Electro, you usually see me line dance to other stuff. But, you know, like I said, I've definitely worked with, you know, most people dream artists, I would say. In the country world, you know, I mean, my first country shot was really actually Cowboy Troy. Cowboy Troy was my first opportunity to bring me into that world of country.
That's
So,
great.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's really it, you know. I'm really chill, laid back. I mean, I like computers. I work on, you know, went to school for computer networking. So that's what me and you were talking about.
No,
So
I
did
bet a
that.
lot of people don't know you're a computer geek like I am.
Yeah, man. You probably wouldn't know way more than me these days, bro. Try to charge me like $400 to fix my iMac, change the motherboard. After I saw that price, I looked it up and saw the motherboard chips that I needed without soldering it. It was only $50. I said, yeah, I'll save the rest of this money.
There you go.
I ended up fixing it myself. Besides that, people think I listen to a lot of dance music, right? So I listen to all of that. I produce all the music like that. But then I listen to like The Passenger. You know, I listen to other type of music besides just the normal. More like most people think a lot of my stuff is like up tempo. I listen to all day, but I
Yeah.
listen to like a lot of relaxing music also.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is like, where do you get your inspiration for the music side? Like, what is that get when you're listening to the more chill music, is that relaxing, or are you picking stuff up that you're thinking about?
If it's like a ballad, I listen to it from songwriting. If I'm writing a ballad, I might listen to things like that or get inspiration. But dance, when it comes to dance, it's just more partying, going out, experiences, listen to people problems, and then I write from that experience. Like I got a record called "I Won't Stop Drinking Till I Hit the Floor." It's actually it's featuring Ray Charles, like Ray Charles the singer, his son Corey Robinson. That's going to come out soon. And when that one comes out, like that literally was the experience of me hanging out with Big and Rich and all them one night. And I got so drunk because I'm not a drinker. So drinking with them and him and DJ Sinister and them, I couldn't make it back to my flight, and I had to do a red carpet at the American Music Awards in LA. So I had to sleep at BNA Airport. I wasn't even here as much as then, but I had to sleep at the airport, and I made the song from that inspiration actually. And then like a lot of my other music, yeah, it's always the inspiration or listening to people just their everyday life. And then I try to find the greatness in everything, even if they feel there's a problem. And I write a song, almost like therapy. Like my mom taught psychology, so I kind of listen to it. I listen to people a different way than most people would listen to them talk.
That's cool. That's very cool. It's always, yeah, especially from the artist side, from the music side, it's always interesting to see where all that inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then, yeah.
So as you know, like, I'm big into dreams, you know, going for it, doing what everybody doesn't think you can do, doing the impossible, just setting your goals higher than anybody can think of. You've done an incredible job with your brand, with your career, with your life. What's the next step in your big dream? What do you want to see happen in the next few years?
I definitely want to work more with like family members and like a lot of things, like kind of figure out like what my little cousins like if they like music, start working with them, work with my brother a little bit more. Just work with different family members. A lot of people are close that really don't get that opportunity, that chance. And I think a lot of times we as creatives we miss the mark by not seeing what's really close to you
Yeah.
and bringing them up and letting them go, you know, give them a shot. So, you know, I definitely want to do that. Like I've never been to Spain, so I'm ready for that.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm there for like 2 months, God willing, and we're about to do a situation in Europe for some other part of Europe, and we got a lot of things, like a lot of things. I'm gonna make a lot of announcements that coming up soon. So, yeah, there's a lot of artists. Like right now, working on Bree and working on Cowboy KD. It's a lot like the non personal. Then I do a lot of artists like content for different artists also. So, yeah, you know I try to give just as much energy into myself. But lately, I've been giving a lot into other artists. Now we're like, okay, let's blow up some more of my records and let's get these dances going. So that's why we're going to reintroduce Boost School Boogie Slide before my next single. So yeah, like I just got a message now that they're going to be teaching in a few more classes. So I actually sent out probably about 100 T-shirts today.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, and if you
Yeah,
need,
that one is that, like I said, that one's the hot one right now.
yeah,
Everybody's all over it.
yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we're about to really, really turn it up.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, cool. So how can people see what you're doing, your schedule? Where can they get a hold of you? What can they, where are you on social?
Yeah, I mean, all my socials the same handle. ELEKTROHORSE, ELEKTRO horse. You know, as I say, endorse the horse.
Endorse the horse. That's right. I saw that on your recent thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And yeah, we, just really pushing it. You can, like, I'm about to put up my tour schedule now. Like I said, I had to get like just a mental break before I do my next run. And then like we're about to really get to like shooting a lot of my music videos. I'm actually going to shoot one of my videos at Stampede. And we're putting
Nice.
it together right now. Yeah, me and Kermit. We're putting it to Stampede and another one. And then we're going to shoot another one of my videos in Miami. Probably over PBR with Il Manic in them.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I love everything you're doing. I love you. You are just an incredible person. Well, every chance I get to see you, hang out with you it's a highlight of my trip wherever I'm at. So keep on doing everything you're doing. Have a great time over in Europe. That'll be super fun. Bring the fun to everywhere you're going. And make sure that everybody gets on to the app. Make sure that everybody's following your line dances. And we'll post all the links in the channel below the podcast. But we really appreciate you, appreciate everything you do. When you roll in, we love the electricity coming in from you, and the music is great. It gets everybody moving, and we appreciate you creating line dances so the line dance community can actually be part of your world as well.
No, same here, bro. Listen, man. My inspiration come from everything that you just said, bro. Even like I feel the same way when I see you, like, you're just so low key in the back with the desk, the table. You got all your signs up for your company, man. I love the entrepreneurship of it and everything, and just your passion, just to keep everybody else going and just pushing the whole motivation of line dancing. And the world needs it right now, man. Like it's too much going on, good, bad, sad, worse, it don't matter. Like music is like the only thing I feel that can bring people together.
I agree. Yep. Music and dancing. I mean, when you're out there on the dance floor, nothing else that bothers you, nothing else matters. You never see more smiles than you see on a line dance floor.
No,
everybody loves it.
No, and I appreciate all the kind words, brother. And the same words that you said. It's basically a reflection. I feel the same way about what you're doing also.
All right. Love you, brother.
Love you, bro.
All right. Have a great one.
You too. You take care.
You bet. Bye-bye.
I have one question for you. Who is going to bring the fun?
You're in the honky tonk with Todd, the Data Cowboy.